Have you ever stopped to think that the most boring everyday items in your house could actually be a gold mine? Seriously. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a business model that's hiding in plain sight. It's all built on the stuff we all buy without a second thought. Let's dive in and see how these super simple products can lead to some, well, surprisingly massive profits.
Just let that question sink in for a second. Right now, think about your own home. You've got toilet paper, kitchen sponges, maybe some paper napkins. You probably never think about where they come from, right? But what if you were the one making them? That little shift in how you see things, that's the key to this whole idea we're unpacking today. And that's what brings us to what some people are calling a nearly infallible business model. The secret here isn't some flashy new tech invention. Nope. It's all about focusing on products that have constant, unwavering demand. We're not talking about trendy gadgets or luxury goods. We're talking about the absolute basics people buy over and over and over again, no matter what the economy is doing.
So in the industry, they have a name for these: high turnover products. And the name really tells you everything you need to know. They get used up fast, they need to be bought again and again, frequently. And the customer base? Well, it's massive. I mean, it's basically everyone. This is a business model that taps right into the predictable rhythm of our daily lives.
Okay, so what are we really talking about here? Let's get specific. Toilet paper, an absolute non-negotiable in every household. Kitchen sponges, the ones we're supposed to be replacing all the time. And paper napkins. You use them once, and they're gone. The one thing they all have in common is that constant cycle of use and repurchase. And that cycle is exactly where the business opportunity is hiding.
So we've established the demand is always there, which is, a fantastic place to start for any business. But the profit margin, this is where things get really exciting. The real secret isn't just selling the product itself, it's the incredible value that's locked away inside its super simple production process.
The way this whole profit engine works is, it's really just a story of transformation. You start by buying the raw materials. Think giant jumbo rolls of paper or massive blocks of foam in huge quantities where they're incredibly cheap. Then you turn that raw stuff into the familiar products we all buy off the shelf. And that jump from raw input to finished output, that's where all the money is made.
So how much money are we talking about exactly? Well, get this. The potential profit margin can be as high as 120% per unit. That's just staggering. Now, to be clear, that's a gross margin, so it's before things like marketing or shipping. But still, it means for every dollar you spend on materials, you could make $1.20 back in profit. That just shows you the power of turning cheap commodities into valuable essentials.
Okay, so when you hear 120% margin, you're probably picturing these huge, complicated factories with smokestacks and all that, right? Well, what's so fascinating about this whole thing is how shockingly simple the manufacturing part can be. Let's break down how you actually go from a raw material to a finished product. The whole production cycle really just boils down to 3 straightforward steps. First, you source those raw materials in bulk. Second, you process them using some pretty simple, specialized machinery. And third, you create and package the final product, ready to sell. See, it's less like complex manufacturing and more like a simple, repeatable conversion job.
And what kind of machines are we talking about? We're not talking about some gigantic, scary assembly line here. A lot of the time, it's just one clever machine that does all the heavy lifting. For example, a paper rewinder takes one of those massive jumbo rolls and magically turns it into hundreds of toilet paper rolls. A foam cutting machine can take a big block and slice it into thousands of perfect kitchen sponges. These machines are designed to do one thing and do it really, really well.
So when you put it all together, the constant demand, those incredible profit margins, and a surprisingly simple production process, it really makes you wonder, right? Could this actually be your next business idea? Of course, it's not a complete cakewalk. You'd still have to figure out things like distribution and how to compete with the big brands. But it all starts with just changing your perspective and seeing the opportunity in the things everyone else ignores.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's pretty simple. You don't always need to invent the next big thing. Sometimes the most powerful, most incredible business opportunities are just hiding in plain sight, disguised as the most mundane, boring, everyday items that we all overlook. There's real value in the boring. And so I'll leave you with this one question. A little bit of homework, if you will. Later today, just take a walk through your house. Go into your kitchen, your bathroom, and really look at those simple, disposable, high-turnover products. And just ask yourself, what everyday essential are you overlooking right now? The answer might be worth a whole lot more than you think.